Renata, I should just make you handle this whole coach talk. I really know.
Guys, you know
Correct,
how bad it is? So we have like, they always print out the coach talk topics, right? Brandon actually went and he wrote over the printed coach talk topics with the names attributed to them.
Guys, and you know, me and Renata just had a conversation before we even began streaming about, you know, woke culture and how, you know, sometimes they wake up stupid. Something like that. I think I wake up stupid.
You
this
are
morning.
a prime example of that, this
Wake up
present
stupid
moment.
this morning.
We just need the coffee, B. Let's just drink the
I
coffee.
got my coffee, guys.
And
I
then
got
mind
my
your own
coffee.
business and we're going to get somewhere far in life.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay, great. So let's begin with our first
Let's
topic.
begin. I think every single topic we have is not one of those one that we have no feel-good topic today, guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely none. So bear with us. We're not trying to bring a mundane, negative vibe into your home. We're just talking about what's currently happening in Belize and abroad. And so we're here for it with you. And so just comment and let us have this conversation together. I'm sure many of you have seen or saw the reports of the unfortunate murder of Miss Vanessa. I can't say her last
Acevedo.
Acevedo. Thank you for that.
Right.
It was very unfortunate. She got murdered right outside of her business as she's walking away from her business, shutting up the shop. She has a cocktail lounge, and she is well known to by her family, the community, as a hardworking mother. She has a daughter. And what's so unfortunate about this entire story, and I think this is what bothers me, is that like it's alleged there's a 17-year-old minor that's one that committed the murder, but not only that, she was not trying to
resist. She was not trying
the
to
attack
fight
or anything like that. Like she was ready to give the purse up to, like, I will give you what I have. I know to try resist nothing. Take the money. I don't need it. I want my life. And instead, she was shot to the chest. It was a fatal wound, and she lost her life.
What's interesting, Renata, is that, and when the news broke, I went through the comments and I saw people saying, oh, he was set up, oh, he was set up. What is this minor doing, a 17-year-old from the Stann Creek district, doing in this area? He was obviously set up. That's what the people were saying. But people set up or not, 17, you have that sense of right and wrong. I mean, well, common sense to that. Common, but you have that sense of right and wrong already. Set up or not, you're going to jail.
You're definitely going to jail.
I mean, you know exactly what you were doing, regardless of who gonna set you up. Now, if your life was in danger, still all of that, you had one point in time for escape that. I mean, you slipped through the fence as soon as this business establishment opened, which, I mean, as soon as it closed, which means that you had to be out there.
You made it lay wait.
You made it lay wait. You made it watch everything. You made it watch as patrons left, you whatever, and there's eyewitnesses, thankfully. But you made it lay wait this person. And according to reports from one of the family members, is that she willingly gave over the purse.
Yeah, she was giving the purse. She grabbed it, ready to give over the purse.
Knowing that it's not all the money. So willingly give it, and the minute you stretch out and give this purse,
you shoot her.
You get shot in the chest. Like, what is happening? What is happening? Luckily, that 17-year-old was apprehended by the police shortly after. They found the bag in the direction that he was running, or on the street that he was running into. So kudos to the police on that. But 17 years old, man. 17 years old. Like I say, you don't have no excuse. They say minors cannot be, should be held responsible by law. You 17 at this point, Papa. You know exactly what you made to do.
I don't even know the words to come out to express, like, my disappointment, my pain for the family, because, you know, reports are her cousin, the family were talking about how she's just one of them mother would just go after
working
the money
restaurants,
to try
working
get for her daughter, like providing, because she's a single mother.
Yep.
And pushing one of her dream was to own her own business. She finally got a break. Open up a business.
You know, and like I was discussing this with my mom, I'm like, we know this place. My aunt lives around that entire area. And we stopped there for ceviche and things before, and nice place. But, I mean, and right next door, 2 years ago, Brother O's Pizza, almost same incident occurred.
Yes, I
and
remember
right
that.
next door, here we are.
Wow. Condolences to the family in every single way, to the daughter. I am praying that you can be able to be strong with others and you can be able to feel this moment. I pray that, your mother's blessings, she just continues to guide you in the past, because obviously you can tell that she's a mother that was trying. This describing her as a person that goes to she's a family-oriented person, goes to all the events, so she's the life of the party. She's
Jovial,
like a dance and everything like that. You think about it and you're like, man, to lose your life in this way, not even trying to resist, you legit just to cooperate, you don't even to try in any kind of way, feel like defend yourself, and say, oh, you're not to take this money, I'm not to fight, none of that. You are willingly giving, and that's the thing that, just baffles the family, I think baffles the nation, wondering, what? Did they give you the money?
There's an interesting comment that I came across, and I'm not sure, well, I am sure why they don't release minors' names.
Yeah.
But, and that's by law, but, again, you know what you made to do. You want to play big man? Release the name. That's just my take, but I know by law,
you can't do that. Yeah, exactly. Again, heart.
And apparently there's another suspect that they're looking for through the investigations. I believe through the questioning of the minor. That probably there was somebody who set him up. Well, guess what? When you don't know the next suspect,
most of the time in these cases, you don't operate on your own. I do also know that I've had, way back in the day, where I spoke to somebody when I was visiting the prison, and they talked about how, like, in that moment, you try to prove yourself and everything, and then gun goes off. I'm like, at the end of the moment, he's like, Mommy, I remember that clearly, that conversation. I'm like, you know that what you did? And he's like, yes, and I can't take back that moment. So I'm even thinking, I'm not saying that I justify anything, but I'm just saying, imagine what he now will have to deal with because of his actions. Because not only did he take a life, he took a mother from her daughter.
Yep.
All of that you will have to deal with mentally now going forward. At 17 years old, the trajectory of your life, knowing what you have done, the guilt that's going to come with that too as well.
And the thing is, when they plead a court, right? Oh, first time offender. Oh, I'm young and I know what to do. Oh, gosh. Mitigating factors, lesson sentence, all of those things. I'm just foreseeing.
You're foreseeing it.
Yes.
Something that was apparently you could foresee based on the damn patterns. And I say it just like that because the guys are frustrated. My mommy come in my room. And they say, like, my mom, there's rare times when my mommy lose her Christian and just, like, come out and be like...
lose a Christian.
No, because she doesn't tell me, she's like, if I may get this person... I'm a drag a crew. And I'm like, Ma, calm down. She's like, no, Renata.
I was going to say something just now. People
it's not a pattern you can say right now. Again.
Just chop it off. You don't need to make them a picnic.
Brendan, you started because I think I need to get myself together first.
Yes. Okay, so the news, another battered baby. Now, if you have been following the news, you will see that Troy Banner has been questioned again, or is being questioned again, with the alleged abuse of a 15-day, not 15 month, not 15 year, a 15-day-old baby.
There's like 2 weeks and a lady.
2 weeks and a day. His own daughter, I believe.
Daughter, yes.
Yes. So reports are that a child was brought into the hospital where there were several injuries, and this isn't the first incident that Troy Banner has been with the law. I mean, there was, I believe, in 2010, if I'm not mistaken, or 2002, something like that. Troy Banner was firstly arrested for child abuse, where the child in that case had been seen with bruises all over his body, and that we're not. I think he was charged, but nothing ever occurred from that. Recently, a 2-month-old son, his son, lost his life. And they said, oh, I think it was because of choking or something like that. But when the autopsy revealed that there were smashes in his brain, in his skull,
Crushed skull.
Crushed skull. Please tell me how choking got from choking to crushed skull. What?
Story not add up.
Exactly. So this third time now, a 15-day-old baby was harmed. I mean, from reports, we just seen bruises and a broken arm. Allegedly fallen off the bed.
No, I'm going to just cut it right quickly, Brandon, because mothers out there, natural people out there, let's go, paint this picture at me, right? 15 days old. And you know when a child is 15 days old, they barely could even move properly. They leave head just to the lead. They lead whatever, when they lead, wrap up in the blanket, they just to the lead. They're barely able to move. Like, you have to put the breast in their mouth for them to be able to get their milk and all of that. How? I did try understand how a 15-year-old baby, I really did try understand, Brandon. 15-day-old baby, will roll
off the bed.
The bed on its own accord. When barely it could move, unless it's on the edge of the bed, and you sit down and the baby drop. I did try understand, because it just, no, they add up. 2 plus 2, no, they make 4.
Nope.
It did at 7 at this present moment.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. I wanted to say that word. Needs to be castrated indeed. But interestingly enough, Renata, and you and I had this discussion in the vehicle, was that this guy got up on national TV and said, oh my gosh, I don't know what type of fabrication they're trying to pull on me. Why would I harm my own son? Why would I kill my own son? Look, third time that the charm, papa. Get it right. Something has to be mentally unsound in anybody's mind, whether male or female, to harm a 15-day-old baby. And we were discussing it.
And I told you, remember the triggers.
The trigger, there may be triggers, right?
Where, as you know, I'll be honest, right? Parenting is not for everybody. Point blank parenting not for everybody, because not everybody can deal with a child crying, deal with the catering to the needs of a child, they get frustrated. But if you know that that is not for you, or maybe you're triggered or something like that, this is the 3rd child. And if you maybe can't deal with the cries or something sets you off or whatever.
You don't need to make picnic, papa.
Exactly. And then my mommy, you know how my mama stand? My mama's like, but isn't this the same woman that lost the child, the baby boy, the 2-month baby boy, 8 weeks baby boy, and then now had a daughter with him? I'm like,
This, I can tell you, this can't be coincidence. This cannot be coincidence. 3. So the charges we understand are grievous harm, cruelty to a child, and wounding.
They've been upgraded actually, because
Yeah.
they were just harm.
Grievous harm first.
Yeah, grievous
right.
harm.
So people, nobody, I don't think nobody could ever say, you know what, I just mind my own business, and 3 times my child get inflicted with wounds or is abused.
And in the nature of it, it's not just like a little bruise or anything. This baby has a broken arm. The other baby had a broken
skull.
Like, they're not like any little scraper. So like you could say, I made it right, or drop pan. No, this is a serious infliction of injury onto a child, which you don't know how at that age, at these ages or so, they're very feeble. Like the little body, you could pick their hand up and break it if you want, and that sounds so bad for say, but the truth, like, they're so feeble, they're dependent
Still
on
to
you.
develop, yeah.
So,
He needs to be evaluated.
Woo, you need, yep.
You need for answer to your charges, and yeah, Godspeed with you, because I can't do that. No, I can't even continue.
Then at the kind of times when I want to bring back the whole flogging, like I want to bring
Public
that back.
flogging?
Yep. I went to the museum last week, Brandon, and like they talk about how anybody when they go and get a public flogging where they may have, they never come back to the place after that. We're never charged again with something.
Oh, he call it cat o' nine tails. Yeah.
Something like that.
He need to be more like, he need to get snipped.
That I don't know, man. Prayer.
And somebody said it, Bert Chavez is saying why it's so sad is because people try to make picnic and can't. And then you didn't make picnic and they abuse. What?
Yep, that is so true.
Anyways.
Oh man.
Another horrible incident that occurred. Well, it occurred some time ago, but now the family is actually urging the police to investigate this. The unfortunate suicide of soldier Misha Miguel. Right.
Misha Miguel.
So there has been reported, well, not reported, but it occurred, the suicide of Misha Miguel and they're saying it's based on alleged sexual misconduct against her, which involved physical assault as well.
Yes.
But according to the father, this wasn't the first incident that occurred.
No.
There's another incident back in 2020.
Yes, when it was alleged to as well that the trainers were having some sort of physical contact and also a sexual contact also with the trainees. There was investigation, but there was nothing that came from this too as well. And then now we go fast forward to 2022 when again an unfortunate incident happened that was physical as well as with sexual that again, nothing did come from this incident. However, the father is saying that something could have been done. She was put on suicide watch, but there was not enough done to investigate into the situation. So now the BDF are forced to investigate into this situation and seeing what is happening to take place to allow this to occur.
Right.
So again, guys, we're going from 2020 to 2022. We're seeing alleged, everything is alleged, is going to be investigated further. Notice when interviewed, they were talking about how they were very tight-lipped with the information, of course, because this is sensitive information. This is not any kind of information. And so I remember when Kevin was talking about how Compound just so free flow they give information. Now look at it now. They don't want to give anything.
Back, right.
You have to hold back. But based on the circumstances, they don't know anything as yet. They're not about to investigate. But the investigation, again, was pushed because the father was the one requesting and pushing and saying something more had to be done. And again, I go into this idea that you see family, if they see something wrong, the community, do you understand how important your role is in society? Where you can demand for more from your authorities, you can demand for more when it comes to justice, for investigations. You have the right at all times to push for your voices to be heard, you know. And so I always echo to people, don't take it down, say nothing will happen. Push, you never know the right amount of people, the right amount of force, the right amount of convincing negotiation. You can make something, investigation open and so forth. And that's what we're seeing here, that they're going to be evaluating what's happening from 2020 to 2022 and seeing, you know, what lines up or what doesn't line up and seeing how we got to this point where she was on suicide watch and then, of course, lost her life.
Yeah, it was such an unfortunate incident.
Unfortunate.
And I mean, in 2020, there was that whole big thing, rape culture within the security forces and what's not.
That was very big, actually. Very, very big. And again, investigation needs to take place. But I also want to say, on that same note, for people that are being investigated, please speak forward. No investigation can happen if you be quiet. You have to be able to use your voice. And a lot of times you feel afraid because of the repercussions that come with it. You don't want any problem because this one of our corporal and you hit your trainer or whatever. I'm not saying this has happened, but I'm just saying use your voice.
And I have to agree here with Carla Hamilton. She said that suicide watch means prevent suicide. And that was one of the allegations that the father put forward as well, that they released her early from suicide watch.
And I think anybody would know that when you do that, that's the most unstable condition you could release somebody early to also, because I don't make you know that I'm a risk for my own self right now. I'm not in a good place. Help me. And so for you to release me in this time, and then of course remember not contacting the father, letting them know about the overall situation. Like, he just thinks she'd come home. Never gone home again, the auntie house. So like all of that in itself, like so much things could have been done in a different form, shape, or manner to prevent this suicide. To me personally, I've said this already the first time we discussed it, but I just always think, especially in a sensitive matter where you don't know this person, dependently thin ice right now. Like anything is possible. You have to be mindful. And we extend for people out there that maybe know a friend that is suicidal, that a friend that's talking about it.
Exactly.
Don't take it like joke. Don't laugh that thing off at all. Be there for your friend, or if you can't personally be there, because I know suicide is not for everybody. The talk of it is not for everybody. Talk to a counselor. Report it to the correct authorities to help that person. Do not let somebody suffer in vain. Come on, man.
You would be surprised for anybody out there who is contemplating or anything like that. You'd be surprised if you reach out to anybody. Anybody. Trust me, the help will come. The help will come. So, I mean, if you're out there feeling that way, talk. Hey, hit one of us up. Let's talk.
Let's have a safe conversation where you don't feel judged in any kind of way. Because guess what? The world, it gets heavy sometimes. I don't believe the thoughts of wanting you're weak or anything like that, because everybody gets heavy. However, now what you do from these things, that's a next conversation. But we need to be a friend, a brother, a sister, somebody to people out there that are suffering, because everybody have a different weight that they carry, and sometimes you can really extend your courtesy and love to somebody where they carry too much for themselves right now. Please. please be the love that this world desperately needs.
Needs, yes. Moving on into our final topic this morning.
Something we need some love dash to it too as well.
Yes, well, we know the tensions rising between China and Taiwan. I mean, if you have been living under a rock, we know that China still claims over Taiwan. And as such, they have been doing their military drills near Taiwan for the 5th day. They've stopped now. However, they will be continuing doing sporadic drills all over. But the thing is, people, is that this isn't, off the, some way off, miles off the coast and
It's
whatever.
not like
This isn't
what Belize City
territorial.
and San Pedro hold a good distance, an hour and a half. No,
This is just 12 miles out. You could watch these bombs exploding. You could watch these naval ships in the distance. It is that close to Taiwan. So what are they trying to do? Well, reports are, some beliefs are that they're just trying to literally test the waters.
Test the waters to
to
see
how Taiwan would react.
Yeah.
This is something that could, we just saw, well, I don't know if you've seen it. Israel invaded Pakistan.
Yeah.
But wow.
We're seeing all these things happening. I know there's people that have talked to me personally about all this that happened. They feel so afraid of Belize right now, our present state, because we still have that ongoing, thing with Guatemala. So I know people that are like, okay, Ukraine, Russia.
We're handling it diplomatically at this
yes,
point.
and that's the way how most people would expect you to handle it, because when you do it
with
in
force.
this manner, with force or so, there's a lot of repercussions that come from it, consequences. And you know that, of course, maybe you could take over some land, but you lose some economic power, you lose some international ties. A lot of things come with it if you try to forcefully take a country and say, this is not for me.
What is interesting enough is that through the report that we saw is that if China invades Taiwan, the Western Hemisphere, where they want to sit back. They will sit back. That's something that they won't aid Taiwan in, because Taiwan isn't recognized as a sovereign country. That's what the reports are saying. What will the Western Hemisphere do at that point? What will the Europe do? What will Africa do? What will India, all of these places do? Because China now is boasting, unlike Russia, nukes. What?
And I think what is super scary about this overall situation to Brendan is Taiwan's an island. And so, guys, walk with me down this memory lane, walk with me down this visual. You're an island. So when these missiles that come, these nukes that come, where could go into the water? So when people try to escape, there's only the air that you can escape from. Or if you try to escape from the boat, that's the whole next situation. So the threat for people's life in the case that there would be something that would be deadly to that island is disastrous. You're thinking about all the Belizeans. There's so...
Yes,
I
we have
always
a
think,
number of them over
Taiwan
there.
have like a mini Belize there at this present moment in time, because the Belize Taiwan Association across there is like huge. I know so many people over there that are studying. I'm sure you guys know people that are studying, that people are working over there. And so there's a lot of Belizeans over there. There's a lot of international people in general over there. So in that case, again, airways, only way to get away. The scare that comes, and then of course when you think about airways and missiles that come.
But then you see the airways, like you rightfully said, where do you run? Because you can't take the sea either, because there's Chinese warships on the coast. So
Scary thing again. Right now they're testing to see, what's gonna come from it. What you do if I
bomb, and I'll come closer and closer.
And that's a sick thing too as well, Brandon. If you think that I'm just like I just try and knock something out of you and say, I see how you are react if I just knock you with something.
A mouse in a cage.
Let's see
then
how
they
you
put the
react.
snake right in, and they want to see how the mouse will react. That's exactly what's happening there.
Pray for Taiwan people, and also keep close contact with those Belizeans, those people that you know that are in Taiwan too as well, because you never know what could happen. And I think that's the scary thing about parents that have their children studying abroad anywhere. Like, you never know. You never ever know. And so please keep that close contact. Save up that money, that you need to do that quick airplane ticket to make you exit out now. You find out something that happened. Like all these things, like it might seem like it'd be dramatic or whatever. No. Take the necessary precautions, guys, because anything is possible right now. We're living in very trying, dark times.
Yeah. Yeah, and with that, we are at the end of our couch talk. And we're going to try a commercial. You good? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to read something just now, but we gotta go to our commercial break, guys. So yes, this is this is a nice like sunrise. This is from Miss Diana Locke. She sent this in like you saw the sky.
This is nice, like the
I
rays,
know,
yeah.
right? Like that's really gorgeous. I'm like, okay, you got it.
I like how our coach talk just came over in and just thing, let's dash a little ray of sunshine.
Let's just
there.
dash a little ray of sunshine on it, guys. Like dash it. There it is. So here's some beautiful colors for your screen. As you can tell, this is our way back in the day kind of picture. She told me she pulled it from the archives a little bit because if you can see the little pixelation from from back in the day taking a picture. So I'm loving it, guys. Let's take it back a little bit and let's enjoy some beautiful sunrise and rays that come with it. And so with that, guys, we're gonna go to our first commercial break. Thank you so much for everybody that's been tuning in. Thank you so much for all the comments, guys. We are right there with you, angry, venting out here, hoping for justice in every single way when it comes to our country because it's needed. And so we also need this commercial break. And when we're back, we're gonna be having an exciting conversation about to dare to dream big by an entrepreneurship program, all the nitty-gritty about that for people that want to be entrepreneurs, people that are entrepreneurs. It's an exciting conversation. Stay tuned to see how you can be a part of it and what's taking place. We'll be right back.